If shoes had a voice, some pairs would absolutely scream, "Don't wear me, I'm torture." Thankfully, there are others, the ones that gently whisper, "Relax, I've got you." Let's break down the best models that won't ruin your mood and actually make your day easier. Sometimes it feels like we're the ones choosing the shoes, but the moment we step outside, it becomes clear that the real experts here aren't us at all. It's our feet. They never hesitate to give honest feedback. Too stiff, too tight, and what medieval torture device is this? And the longer the day goes on, the louder their reviews get. That's why, before we dive into the best models, it's worth remembering. Comfortable footwear isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of a normal, sane day. The first thing people usually forget, shoes set the tone for the entire day. If a pair rubs, squeezes, or pinches, forget it. Goodbye mood, goodbye focus, goodbye love for humanity within a 3-meter radius. It's hard to smile when your soles are tougher than your morning determination. But comfy shoes work like a quiet background level of peace. It's like someone tells your brain, relax, the ground under you is steady. And that feeling beats any motivational coffee. What's funny is that uncomfortable shoes don't take revenge right away. They do it wisely. At first you think, hey, I'll wear them for a couple of hours. Then suddenly, hello, weird pain in the arch, a slight limp, and the urgent desire to throw them away and go home barefoot. It's like a toxic relationship, sweet at first, painful later, and eventually you promise yourself never again, yet somehow end up choosing the same type all over again. And so the cycle repeats. Time to break it and stop playing pedestrian martyrdom. Another issue is that we choose shoes with our eyes. "Oh wow, what a gorgeous pair," we say. Meanwhile, our feet silently understand that no one asked their opinion. Looks matter, sure, but only until the first mile. After that, aesthetics step aside for very real questions. How soft is the insole? Is there arch support? Does the strap rub? Does the material breathe? As long as nothing hurts, everything seems fine. Feet endure, and then they remind you. And they're masters at reminding. There's another underrated detail. Comfortable shoes change your gait. They make it lighter, freer, more confident. Uncomfortable pairs, on the other hand, can turn even the most energetic person into an exhausted wanderer. The way we walk is body language. And if your body's whispering, "I'm suffering," the entire look feels different. But put on comfy shoes and you suddenly feel like someone who has things under control, even if the only thing you're controlling is the state of your feet. Surprisingly, the right shoes actually save energy. Our feet are like batteries. If every step drains them, by evening we're 20% weaker. But a comfortable pair makes your steps softer, movements smoother, and pace more natural. Your energy no longer goes toward fighting discomfort. It stays with you for tasks, people, thoughts, and adventures. You can walk more, do more, and generally live with more zest. Not shoes. Tiny household superpowers. People often say, fine, I'll survive one uncomfortable pair. But the catch is, after that, your feet stop trusting you. It gets harder to convince them the next pair is good. They start side-eyeing every strap, insole, and seam. It's better to choose something pleasant from the start. It's like with food. Eat something painfully spicy once, and you avoid that cuisine for weeks. Eat something delicious once. You want more. Feet work the same way, they just speak with hints instead of words. And let's not forget about mood. It's wild how much comfortable shoes affect what's happening in your head. When your feet are relaxed, your attention is freer, your thoughts clearer, and irritation lower. You start noticing little joys around you. The weather, a pretty street, a funny dog, a quirky sign. When your shoes rub, the whole world shrinks to one tiny, painful area. No details, no mood, just, when will this end? Comfortable pairs aren't just about convenience. They're about the ability to notice life. But the most important thing, comfortable shoes give you control. You're no longer dependent on the road, the distance, how long you need to stand, or how fast you walk. No more, can we sit down? I can't anymore. Instead of restrictions, you get freedom. You can turn where you want, stay where you like, walk farther than planned. That tiny perk makes any day easier and more pleasant. And once you realize that your feet are the most honest critics you have, you start seeing shoe shopping differently. It's no longer silly retail therapy, it's self-care, not a whim, but an investment in well-being. Not just a purchase, but a decision that affects your entire day. So if you're choose pairs that make life better, not harder. Next, we'll go through the best footwear options, the ones that won't betray you halfway through the day or turn every step into suffering. Now that it's clear why comfort is more than just a soft insole, we can dive into the fun part, picking models that actually deserve attention. We'll sort out which pairs work for active days, which are best for walks, which are great for hot weather, and which are universally good for all occasions. A real top list awaits, so let's get into it. Once you realize how deeply shoes affect your mood, you start choosing them differently. And here's one key thing: comfort shouldn't be boring. Today there are models that are comfortable, stylish, and don't turn your foot into a tired pretzel. I've gathered a selection of the best options, pairs you can wear daily without feeling like you're part of an endurance challenge. Let's start with the obvious but underrated soft leather sandals. They're basically couches for your feet. They usually have wide straps that don't dig into the skin and insoles that follow the shape of your foot, instead of forcing your foot to adapt. These pairs are great for long walks, your feet don't get tired, and your look stays polished. Perfect for summer when you want something light but don't want to come home thinking, why did I do this to myself? Next up, versatile flip-flops. But not the beach-slapping kind, modern versions with a sturdy sole and good support. These flip-flops are a true gem. Breathable, easy to slip on, and match tons of outfits. A prime example of simplicity outperforming fancy design, the perfect throw-on-and-go option without sacrificing comfort. Then we have lightweight everyday sandals with soft straps. They look feminine but don't make you suffer for beauty. Thanks to flexible soles, they're perfect for busy days when you're constantly moving but still want a polished look. If classic sandals focus on comfort, these strike a balance between beauty and ease. A rare win-win. Next, minimalist flat sandals. Sometimes you just want to not think, and that's exactly what these pairs are for. Light, calm, without unnecessary details, they often become the pair you unexpectedly wear the most. Comfortable for errands, walks, everyday living, and if they're good quality, your foot feels secure even on the busiest days. And of course, we can't skip neat leather slip-ons. These are tiny champions of practicality. They're soft, easy to put on, require no fuss, pair with almost anything, and hold the foot well. They're the universal tool of the shoe world. Great for calm errands or active days, especially handy when you have lots of walking ahead but don't want the exhaustion. We also have models with a light platform. They give a height bonus without overloading your feet. The sole distributes weight evenly so your feet tire less. Plus, platform shoes often add a bit of confidence. Like you're not just walking, you're moving toward your goals with the right mindset. For everyday wear, it's worth mentioning closed, soft mules. They look stylish but feel like stepping outside in house slippers, in a good way. Your feet stay free, your steps light, and your outfit neatly put together. For those who like quick dressing, this is a real treasure. And of course, there are pairs that simply brighten your day with color. Red, blue, beige, white. A good shade can turn an ordinary pair into the superhero of your wardrobe. Sometimes just putting on a bright pair lifts your mood automatically. A tiny detail that works better than you'd think. So the takeaway is simple. Comfort isn't one specific type of shoe. It's a whole category, and every style shines depending on the kind of day you're having. Need lightness? Flip-flops? Want beauty plus comfort? Sandals? Need versatility? Slip-ons and minimalist pairs. The main thing is to avoid your feet staging a political protest by dinner. Now that you know which pairs really work for everyday wear, it's time to explore something else. How to elevate your outfit using color and style. Sometimes one shade does more than a dozen accessories. Let's see how to use that. Shoes often feel like just the finishing touch, but put on the wrong color and your whole outfit collapses like a card tower. The right pair, however, makes even the simplest clothes look stylish and put together. It's one of those rare cases where a tiny detail at the bottom transforms the entire impression. Here's an interesting thing. People rarely remember specific clothes, but they always notice a harmonious look. And very often, the visual glue of the entire outfit is the shoes. They tie colors together, balance proportions, add character. Even jeans and a t-shirt look intentional when paired with the right shoes. Not like I threw on whatever was clean. And it works effortlessly, just through shade and shape. Take white shoes, for example. They're a classic that brightens everything around. Put on white sandals, and it's like turning on daytime lighting at your feet. Any outfit looks cleaner, brighter, fresher. White doesn't compete with other colors, it gently highlights them. Even if your skirt is colorful or your top is complicated, white shoes pull everything together. Perfect for moments when you want to look good without overthinking. Black shoes tell a completely different story. They bring confidence, structure, and keep the look in line. If white shoes refresh, black ones ground. Great for days when you want to look put together without being overly formal. Black sandals or slip-ons give the impression of stability, like your... Colorful shoes, though, are all about mood. Red says, I know what I want. Blue says, calm confidence with a touch of boldness. Beige is the invisible helper that elongates the leg. Light blue and pastels add softness without being sugary. Color has more power than we think. It can add energy, romance, or seriousness. Sometimes shoes set the day's mood, not the other way around. Here's a clever trick. If you're wearing bright shoes, the rest of your outfit can be simple and still look stylish. Bright shoes become the focal point. A single pair of red or blue sandals can make the whole look intentional. Even if your jeans have lived through multiple eras and your top never signed up for a fashion appearance. Color does the heavy lifting. Texture and style matter too. Leather adds sophistication. Even minimalist pairs look more refined. Matte finishes make the look calmer. Shiny details add celebration. Sometimes a tiny metal buckle can visually elevate the outfit. Shoes have this quiet but confident way of telling stories about ease, confidence, or your current mood. Shape also influences perception. Flowing straps create a soft, feminine vibe. Minimalist lines add sharpness. Soft, rounded shapes make the style feel cozier. It's a language without words. Your outfit speaks for you, and it's great that you can change the mood without redoing your entire wardrobe, just by choosing a different pair. To make the outfit feel cohesive, remember a simple rule. Shoes should either support the colors of the outfit or contrast with them. Both work well for harmony. Pick a shade already present in your clothes or accessories. For boldness, go for contrast. It's simple. Look in the mirror and ask what your shoes are doing for the look, softening or sharpening it. The conclusion is clear. Shoes are a tiny detail we often underestimate, but they control the balance of the entire look. They can make a simple outfit stylish and a complex one understandable. They can shift your mood, highlight your personality, add confidence. And the better you understand their impact, the easier it becomes to get dressed, even when you're running late. Now the fun part, great style is nice, but how do you choose shoes that are not just stylish, but genuinely comfortable? In the next section, we'll dive into the details we all tend to overlook, even though they decide whether a pair will bring joy or misery. When choosing shoes, our eyes latch onto color, design, straps, shine, anything except what actually determines the fate of our feet. Tons of tiny features look insignificant, but decide whether a pair delights you or turns your day into a survival marathon. And yes, these are the exact details we usually ignore. Let's break them down, calmly, friendly, and with humor, since awkward discoveries are easier to handle with a smile. First, let's talk insoles. For some reason, people think they either exist or don't. But there's a massive difference between a piece of material and support like a professional masseur. A good insole adapts to your foot, distributes pressure, and doesn't force your muscles to overwork. It practically says, don't worry, I've got you. A bad one just exists somewhere in there, offering no help and sometimes making things worse. Next, support and stability. A pair can be gorgeous, but if the straps flop around like free public Wi-Fi, your foot will constantly search for structure. Without support, the load spreads chaotically, movements get tense, and by evening, your muscles are drafting complaints. Good straps are not just comfort, they're safety. Your foot should feel secure, the rest follows naturally. Material matters too. Natural leather, soft textiles, breathable inserts, all of this affects how your feet feel after a couple of hours. If the material doesn't breathe, your feet overheat, and no amount of beauty will save the situation. Shoes need at least some airflow, otherwise it's a sauna minus the relaxation. Even a small perforated area can improve comfort dramatically. The sole is a universe of its own. It should be flexible but not floppy, sturdy but not wooden. A good sole cushions your steps and makes the ground predictable. Ever walked on tile in stiff sandals? It's like walking on a xylophone where every note is a personal heel punch. A properly engineered sole solves that instantly. Don't forget about arch height. Sometimes shoes feel perfect, as long as you're standing still. But take a few steps and something's off. Too high or too low, an arch throws off your foot's natural mechanics. Your foot should feel level, without odd angles or broken geometry, and you can sense this within seconds. Another heavily ignored but crucial element, the interior lining. It's in constant contact with your skin. If there are rough seams, stiff edges, or poorly finished areas, blisters appear faster than regret after a bad purchase. Ideally, the inside should be as soft as the outside. No spikes, threads, or weird bumps, huge red flags. Even the width matters. People often think, it's a bit tight, but it'll stretch. It won't. If shoes pinch from the start, they'll pinch forever, just in different ways. A good pair feels comfortable from step one. Not perfect, but certainly not painful. Shoes that promise to break in usually just promise without delivering. All these tiny details, material, support, sole, lining, sound boring. But they're exactly what turns ordinary shoes into that magical pair you can walk a mile, 2, 10 in, while staying in a good mood. These tiny nuances create big results. And the more attention you give them, the less likely you'll find yourself walking down the street thinking, why did I leave the house in these? And the more likely you'll be moving freely, confidently, and blissfully unbothered. Now that we've covered what makes shoes truly comfortable, it's time to apply it. Next, your short but super useful mini guide, how to choose the perfect pair quickly and without doubt. Shoe shopping can be long, painful, and filled with internal debate, or quick, confident, and drama-free. The good news? The perfect pair isn't about intuition, but simple rules you can easily remember. Keep them in mind, and shopping stops being a quest and becomes an enjoyable stroll. Start with the obvious, the first step. Sounds silly, but it reveals everything. If during the try-on you feel slight tension, a tiny pinch, or seems fine but something's off, just put them back. Shoes should feel comfortable not one day, but right now. Any hope that they'll break in usually ends with band-aids and regret. Once step one is passed, check stability. The pair should sit securely, not wobble or push your foot sideways. If the shoes have a life of their own, you'll fight them all day. Quick test, stand still, then step forward and sideways. Your foot should feel at home, not like it's staying in a hotel where everything is almost comfortable. Next, test sole flexibility. It should spring slightly, not fold like a rubber toy. Too stiff, your foot gets tired. Too soft, your gait becomes unstable. The perfect middle feels natural, like the sole is an extension of your foot. Now check the material. It should be soft, smooth, with no rough seams or weird folds. Leather, textile, or good synthetic materials all work, as long as the shoes breathe. If you can feel roughness with your fingers, your foot will feel it later, and the experience won't be pleasant. Make sure the support is real. Straps, Velcro, back panels, all of it should hold your foot, not just exist for looks. Good support means a calm foot and a confident step. If the shoe floats, no aesthetics will save it. Now the final test, walk around the store. Not just 3 steps in front of the mirror, a whole mini route. Forward, back, fast, slow. These 2 minutes will tell you more than an hour of staring at the shoes on a shelf. If your foot is relaxed and your body moves naturally, it's your pair. Don't forget about color. Choose a shade that fits most of your wardrobe so the shoes work daily, not sit in a box waiting for a special occasion. Universal shades: white, black, beige, brown. Bright ones if you want an energy boost. The main thing, you like what you see in the mirror. And the last tip, trust yourself more than trends. Trends may be cool, but if the shoes are uncomfortable, no style will save them. The best pair is the one in which you feel free and confident. Shoes should help you live, not limit your movement. In the end, buying the perfect pair stops being a challenge. All it takes is 3 minutes of attention, a few honest steps, and a quick check-in with your sensations. And you leave with a pair that will serve you well for more than one season. When your shoes work for you, not against you, every day gets a little easier, lighter, and better. And that's it. Now you know not only which models work best for everyday wear, but also how to choose your ideal pair, quickly and without second guessing.